Have you ever sat in front of your screen, heart pounding, staring at a candle that's moving against you, feeling the urge to break your plan just to do something? What if I told you that you're not alone, and the problem isn't your strategy, but how you're approaching trading itself? Let's start with a hard reality check. Most traders lose not because they lack intelligence or information, but because they believe trading is something it's not. You might think trading is about being right, outsmarting the market, or chasing adrenaline. Steveward, in High Performance Trading, shatters these myths in the opening pages, warning you that the market doesn't care about your ego, your dreams, or your clever ideas. Your first step is to recognize trading is a performance activity, more like elite sports than gambling or investing. Ward opens with brutal honesty. The fantasy of fast riches and effortless wins is poison. You don't need to know what will happen next. Your job is to execute your plan, regardless of outcome. This is a wake-up call. Compare this to Mark Douglas, who says, anything can happen in the market. Or to Brett Steenbarger, who stresses that discipline isn't innate, it's cultivated through structure and self-reflection. Steve Ward brings together science and experience to force you out of delusion. You are not a prediction machine. You're a risk manager. If you can accept that, you take the first step toward real results. Think back to your last impulsive trade. Was it because of hope? Fear? Anger? Ward says these emotions are universal, but the problem is when you let them dictate your actions. The book doesn't shy away from describing trading as the ultimate psychological challenge, where your greatest enemy is not the market, but your own mind. Many traders enter the arena believing they can control outcomes. You can't control the market. You can only control your process, Ward reminds you, echoing the tough love tone of Jared Tendler and even Bellafior's stories of trader meltdowns. But let's move past the shock. This section is about breaking your illusions and starting to look at trading with the seriousness it deserves. Imagine a surgeon, a pilot, an athlete. None of them succeed by winging it, fueled by emotion or bravado. Why should a trader be any different? You need rules, structure, and above all, a new respect for the challenge ahead. As you internalize these truths, you might feel exposed, even uncomfortable. Good. Ward's method is to jolt you awake. Are you trading for excitement or for results? If you want the latter, it's time to stop chasing dopamine and start treating trading as a skill to be mastered, brick by brick, day by day. This is the essential foundation. Accept that losses are part of the process and stop expecting certainty. Your job is not to win every trade. Your job is to show up, prepared, focused, and detached from outcome. If you're looking for the easy road, Ward warns, you're in the wrong profession. But this reality check isn't just doom and gloom. It's a call to action. If you're willing to do the work, you can dramatically improve your results. Ward's approach is grounded in evidence, using stories from top performers and practical exercises, reminding you that high performance is possible, but only if you change how you think. If you've read Douglas or Bellafior, you'll see the similarities. The market is the ultimate mirror. It reveals who you are under pressure. So, ask yourself, why are you here? Are you ready to put away the fantasy and do the work? This is the first non-negotiable step. The sooner you stop fighting the market and yourself, the sooner you start making progress. High performance in trading starts with a ruthless audit of your expectations and motivations. If you only have time to read one part of this book, start here. Reread the warnings and challenges. Write down your answers to Ward's questions. Be honest. Painfully so. The road to high performance starts with a single unglamorous truth. It's not about the market, it's about you. What if I told you the most powerful indicator in your trading isn't on your chart, but in your head? Ward zeroes in on the reality that your mindset, your beliefs about yourself, your expectations of the market, your inner dialogue, sets the ceiling for your trading performance. This is not a motivational cliche. It's a measurable, observable truth that separates long-term winners from perpetual strugglers. Right now, you're not battling price action, but your own programming. How do you speak to yourself after a loss? What do you believe about your abilities after a string of wins or losses? Ward wants you to see that your internal narratives shape everything. Your risk tolerance, your reactions, even your willingness to learn from mistakes. He brings science to the table, showing how beliefs formed through repetition and emotion drive automatic behaviors. If you keep telling yourself you're a bad trader, your brain will look for evidence to prove it right. This echoes Mark Douglas's point. You trade your beliefs about the market, not the market itself. The difference is, Ward offers you tools to rewire those beliefs, not just recognize them. In this part, you confront your default settings. Are you blaming the market or taking responsibility? Ward pushes you to replace "I hope this trade works" with "I will execute my plan, whatever the outcome." He warns, watch for self-sabotage masquerading as rationality. How many times have you justified breaking your rules with a clever-sounding excuse? High performance comes from acting in alignment with your plan, not your mood, Ward stresses. He invites you to observe your self-talk in real time, write it down, analyze it, challenge it. Tendler's mental game starts here, the conscious intervention between trigger and response. Ward's work stands out for his practical approach. He doesn't just tell you to think positively. Instead, he suggests structured exercises, journaling beliefs, mapping self-talk, and even rehearsing new, empowering narratives before every trading session. He draws on sports psychology, reminding you that top athletes train their minds as deliberately as their bodies. Why should you be any different? You can feel the shift in tone here. No more victimhood, no more if only. Ward insists, if you want to change your results, start by changing your words. Are you talking yourself into fear or into focus? Are you mentally rehearsing disaster or discipline? If your inner critic is louder than your inner coach, Ward tells you it's time for a new playbook. Compare this to Bellafiore's tales of traders whose confidence evaporates after one loss. They don't fail from lack of knowledge, they fail from internal sabotage. Ward brings the concept of growth mindset into the heart of trading psychology. Every mistake is a lesson. Every setback is a test of resilience. He challenges you. Instead of asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this to improve next time?" This is not about ignoring pain or pretending losses don't hurt. It's about reframing. Your job is not to predict the market, but to respond effectively, every time. You're encouraged to make mindset work a daily routine. Before every session, Ward suggests priming yourself with a clear intention. I am here to follow my process, not to chase outcomes. Write it, say it, believe it, because your performance starts with the story you're telling yourself. Over time, this process reshapes your mental edge. If you're skeptical, Ward points to research from elite performers, traders, athletes, military operatives, who all credit their mental programming as the foundation of success. This isn't self-help fluff. It's behavioral science, field-tested on trading floors and in Olympic arenas. It's the difference between reacting and responding, between emotional trading and disciplined execution. By the end of this section, you realize that trading mindset is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You have a choice: keep letting old beliefs run your results, or start rewriting the script today. If you want to see immediate results, spend 1 week tracking your self-talk and beliefs, and notice the impact. High performance is not just about what you do, but how you think before, during, and after every trade. Imagine you're about to click buy or sell, but something in your gut clenches, your shoulders tense, your breathing shifts. Do you notice? Or do you charge ahead, blind to the signals your mind and body are sending you? In high-performance trading, Steve Ward makes it clear. Self-awareness is not just a soft skill, it's the backbone of every successful trading decision. You can't manage what you can't see. The real-time monitoring of your own thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations is the missing edge most traders ignore until it's too late. Ward dives deep into the mechanics of self-awareness, what psychologists call metacognition. It's not just knowing your trading plan, it's knowing yourself while you're trading. He teaches you to become an observer of your own internal state, much like an elite athlete reads their own nervousness before a crucial play. When you feel emotion rise, you're at a crossroads. Act impulsively or pause and choose, Ward writes. This practice is the foundation of all emotional control. It's not willpower, it's noticing before you act. In practical terms, Ward challenges you to check in with yourself regularly, before, during, and after each trade. How are you feeling? What's your self-talk like? Is your body showing signs of stress? Tight jaw, shallow breathing, clenched fists? These cues are not distractions. They are your dashboard indicators. Ignore them, and you're flying blind. Embrace them, and you have a powerful early warning system for emotional hijack. This self-monitoring is not meant to paralyze you with overthinking. Instead, Ward provides concrete exercises, short mindfulness pauses, deep breathing resets, even a 2-minute body scan before trading. Over time, you train yourself to recognize the first flickers of fear or greed before they turn into sabotage. This is where his approach aligns with Mark Douglas's principle of becoming an observer, or Jared Tendler's advice to map your tilt triggers. In fact, Ward takes it further by encouraging you to record these observations in a trading journal, not just entries and exits, but your internal weather report. Self-awareness also means knowing your trading personality. Ward points out that not all traders thrive in the same conditions. Some excel in fast-moving markets, others in calmer waters. Do you notice when you're pushing against your natural strengths just because you think you should be able to handle everything? The book insists you're not a robot. Know your tendencies. Honor your limits. That's not weakness, it's professional maturity. Ward describes impressive case studies, a trader who learned to catch his own impatience after 3 quick losses, another who recognized her perfectionism as the real cause of missed opportunities. These are wake-up calls. Have you ever ignored your gut and blown up a trade? Ward wants you to stop seeing these moments as random failures and start treating them as data. The practical benefit is enormous. If you can detect the early signs of emotional shift, you can pause, reset, and avoid costly mistakes. This isn't just theory. Ward's techniques have been adopted by prop firms and professional athletes for exactly this reason. The same principles apply to you, right at your desk. Compare this to Bellafiore's Playbook, a collection of mental models and routines that help traders catch themselves before they spiral. Ward sums it up. Self-awareness is your first defense against emotional trading. It's your way to intervene before a small spark becomes a 5-alarm fire. He doesn't just tell you to do it. He gives you the tools, quick self-checks, pre-trade rituals, and a simple journaling process that brings your unconscious patterns to light. By making self-awareness a non-negotiable part of your process, you put yourself in the driver's seat. Instead of being jerked around by your emotions or unconscious habits, you become the one who decides. This is the bridge from knowledge to action, from theory to practice. If you want to apply one lesson today, start with a 2-minute self-scan before your next trading session. Notice what's there, write it down, and see how it changes your decisions. Now imagine the chaos of live markets, prices flickering, news breaking, positions ticking against you. What's the difference between the trader who calmly follows their plan and the one who panics and throws discipline out the window? The answer, Steve Ward insists, is not raw intelligence or intuition, but decision discipline. If you want to trade at a high level, you must install structure that holds you steady when emotion and impulse threaten to take over. The foundation is built on clear routines and unbreakable rules, your process armor in the storm of the markets. Ward is blunt. Discipline is doing what you said you'd do, long after the mood you set it in has left you. It's easy to write a plan at the start of the week. It's something else to follow it after 2 losing trades and mounting frustration. Every experienced trader knows this pain. The slow erosion of discipline under pressure, the justifications, the just this once exceptions that spiral into larger losses. Ward argues that every undisciplined action is a decision, often unconscious, to value comfort over results. So how do you hardwire discipline? Ward prescribes rituals that prime you for focus and consistency. Start each trading day with a specific checklist. What is my plan? What are my risk limits? What signals am I looking for? This isn't busy work. It's the mental grounding wire that professionals rely on. Think of it like an airline pilot's pre-flight checklist. Essential, not optional. Tendler calls this preloading your brain with the right patterns. Bellafiore's trading desk runs on these routines. No one starts the day without them. Mid-session, Ward recommends pause points. Set scheduled check-ins every hour after each trade or after every emotional event to review. Am I following my rules? Is my mindset stable? If not, step back, breathe, and reset. The more you check in, the less likely you are to drift, Ward explains. This aligns with Douglas's probabilistic mindset, accepting that no single trade matters. Only the process does. Ward is a fan of rules that are written, visible, and enforced. He's seen too many traders rely on willpower alone until fatigue or stress erodes their resolve. Write your rules, post them on your screen, say them out loud before trading. Make breaking a rule as hard as possible, he urges. If you trade with others, verbalize your intentions. Public accountability works. Prop desks use this to great effect. A key exercise from the book. After every session, review your trades not just for outcome, but for adherence to your plan. Rate yourself on discipline, not P&L. Where did you stick to your rules? Where did you break them, and why? Over time, this builds self-awareness and a feedback loop for improvement. It's uncomfortable, but as Ward says, you grow where you're willing to look at your failures. There's a reason elite performers obsess over process, not just outcome. You don't control the market, but you control your execution. Ward shows how discipline is the true edge, far more reliable than any indicator or setup. If you cannot follow your plan, your edge means nothing. This echoes Douglas and Bellafiore again. Systems are powerless without the discipline to execute them. For practical benefit, commit now to making your process visible and accountable. Use checklists, alarms, even a simple sticky note. Follow your plan. Ward's advice is that the best traders are boringly consistent. They're not seduced by every shiny new setup, but instead, they execute with military precision. This is what transforms small advantages into long-term profitability. So, ask yourself, where are your discipline gaps? Are your rules written, tested, and enforced? If not, make this your next action. The only way to outperform is to outdiscipline your competition. Every professional trader is a craftsman, meticulous, methodical, relentless in routine. Build this habit, and you're halfway to high performance. Have you ever felt your mind seize up just as the market heats up? Your palms sweat, heart races, and suddenly all your analysis is out the window. Steve Ward, drawing from years of working with elite traders and athletes, wants you to see this. Stress and pressure are inevitable in trading, but how you manage them determines your long-term survival. High-performance trading doesn't promise a stress-free life. Instead, it offers you proven tools to recognize, control, and even thrive under pressure. Ward starts with a warning. Trading is inherently stressful. You're risking real money, facing uncertainty, making split-second decisions with your ego on the line. The market's pace and unpredictability will expose any crack in your emotional armor. But the good news? Stress isn't your enemy. Unmanaged stress is. Pressure can sharpen or shatter you. What matters is how you respond, Ward insists. This is the same wisdom echoed by Mark Douglas, who urges traders to become comfortable with discomfort, and by Jared Tendler, who teaches that performance under pressure is a learned skill, not a genetic gift. Ward's approach is grounded in both sports science and practical trading wisdom. He encourages you to view stress as data, physical signals, tight chest, shallow breathing, emotional cues, irritation, fear, and cognitive changes, racing thoughts, narrowed focus. Recognize these as your dashboard lights, not as weaknesses. Just as a pro athlete welcomes butterflies before a big game, a skilled trader notices stress and uses it as a prompt to activate their coping strategies. You're given actionable tools. The first is structured breathing. Ward recommends the 1-2 method, inhaling for 4 counts, exhaling for 8. This signals safety to your nervous system, instantly reducing anxiety. It's a method used by Olympians, Navy SEALs, and yes, top traders. Ward backs this up with research. Breath control is the fastest, most direct way to interrupt panic and reset your focus. Next comes cognitive reframing. When you feel pressure rising, Ward teaches you to ask, what's in my control right now? By shifting focus from outcome to process, you take back your agency. The market's next move isn't yours to decide, but your response is. Detach from the need to be right. Attach to the need to follow your process, Ward reminds you. This matches Douglas's probabilistic thinking. Let go of outcomes, double down on execution. Ward also advocates micro breaks during high-stress sessions. Step away from the screen, stretch, splash water on your face, or just close your eyes for 60 seconds. These pauses reset your nervous system and prevent emotional buildup. Bellafiore writes about traders who miss their edge not from lack of skill, but from mental fatigue. Ward's techniques are your antidote. But stress management isn't only about in-the-moment tactics. Ward urges you to build daily habits that raise your stress set point. This means regular exercise, nutrition, sleep, and relaxation routines. He shares examples of traders who transformed their results simply by improving their physical self-care. High performance, Ward argues, is a full-body process. Your mind trades best when your body is looked after. The practical benefits are massive. When you learn to recognize stress early and intervene, you reduce costly mistakes, avoid revenge trades, and recover faster from losses. You stop fighting the market and start working with yourself. Have you ever blown up your account because you couldn't step away? Ward's methods are your insurance policy against self-destruction. In sum, Ward makes it clear, you can't avoid stress, but you can control your response. Make stress management as routine as chart analysis. Breathe, reframe, break, repeat. If you do, you'll discover a calm at the center of market chaos and the edge that separates amateurs from high performers. You know those rare moments in trading when time seems to slow down, your thinking is razor sharp, and you're locked into the flow of the market? That state isn't luck, it's focus and flow. And Steve Ward insists it's the most powerful force in high-performance trading. Yet most traders squander their attention, sabotaged by distractions, multitasking, and emotional noise. High-performance trading gives you a blueprint for building deep focus so you can access that flow state at will. Not by chance, but by design. Ward opens this section by smashing the myth that successful trading is about constant hustle or monitoring endless information. The best traders, he says, are selective concentrators. They shut out the noise and zero in on what matters. Compare this to Mark Douglas's concept of staying in the now moment, or Tendler's call to get out of your head and into the process. Ward goes further, blending insights from sports psychology, neuroscience, and real-world trading floors. He's clear. Distraction is the enemy of performance. In a world of flashing headlines, pinging alerts, and Twitter feeds, most traders never achieve real focus. Ward gives you a test. Track how often your attention shifts during a trading session. Are you checking messages, browsing forums, second-guessing setups? Each distraction fragments your awareness and erodes your edge. The first step is to audit your own attention. What pulls you away from your plan and why? Next, Ward introduces practical routines to build what he calls single-task focus. Start with a clean, uncluttered trading environment. No extra charts, no background noise, only the essential tools and data. Before each session, take 1 minute to set an intention. Today, I am here to execute my process. This primes your mind for focused work, just like athletes before a big game. Ward also champions the power of ritual. Every high performer has a pre-performance routine. Tennis players bounce the ball, musicians tune their instruments, and elite traders center themselves before the bell. Ward's favorites include short breathing exercises, visualization of the trading process, not outcome, and a review of daily goals. Over time, these rituals become anchors that trigger flow, a state where action and awareness merge, and performance feels effortless. Once trading starts, Ward advocates for focus blocks, periods of intense, uninterrupted work, followed by short breaks. He borrows from neuroscience. The brain can maintain deep focus for about 45 minutes before fatigue sets in. Use timers, block distractions, and respect your breaks as fiercely as you respect your entries. Bellafiore's desk uses similar power hours, where traders are unreachable and fully locked in. This isn't just theory, it's the daily habit of professionals. Ward isn't naive about the realities of trading. He knows emotions, surprises, and FOMO can shatter focus. That's why he stresses recovery. If you lose your flow, pause, breathe, reset, and get back on track. No guilt, no self-punishment, just a quick return to process. This cycle of focus, interruption, and recovery is the real muscle of trading discipline. Crucially, Ward challenges you to recognize when you're actually in flow. Are you fully present, or are you trading on autopilot? Flow is not zoning out. It's a state of energized focus where you're stretched but not overwhelmed. When you're in flow, mistakes decrease and creativity increases, Ward notes. Keep a log. After each session, rate your focus, note when you felt most in the zone, and what triggered it. Over time, you'll learn to recreate those conditions on demand. The practical value is clear. When you master focus and flow, you execute your plan more consistently, make fewer impulsive errors, and handle market noise with calm confidence. It's the X factor that turns decent traders into elite performers. Ward's advice is simple but profound. You don't need to do more, you need to focus better. Apply this now. Audit your distractions, create your pre-trade ritual, and commit to one focus block per session. It's not glamorous, but it's transformational. This is how you turn trading from a random battle into a performance art, one focused action at a time. You probably still remember your biggest loss, the trade that stung, maybe even devastated your confidence. Most traders spend days or months reliving the pain, obsessing over what went wrong, and silently promising it will never happen again. But what if I told you that every loss, if you handle it right, can become your greatest teacher? Steve Ward, in High Performance Trading, reframes losing trades as opportunities for personal and professional growth, not just setbacks to be avoided or avenged. Ward begins with a sharp distinction. Most traders treat losses as threats to their ego, not as feedback for improvement. You see this everywhere: anger, blame, denial, revenge trading. The way you handle losses is a direct reflection of your trading maturity, Ward asserts. Compare this to Mark Douglas's teaching that losses are simply part of the business. Ward makes it practical. He urges you to swap emotional reactions for rational reflection. Losing isn't a failure unless you fail to learn. So, how do you start learning from your losses? Ward gives you a framework. First, adopt a scientist mindset. This means treating every trade as an experiment. If you win, you get paid. If you lose, you get data. The question isn't, why did this happen to me? But what information is the market giving me? By moving from self-criticism to curiosity, you break the emotional cycle and open the door to growth. Ward introduces a specific post-trade review process. Immediately after a losing trade, before emotion clouds your judgment, write down what happened objectively. Did you follow your plan? Was your setup valid? Did you react impulsively or stick to your rules? This honest review isn't about beating yourself up. It's about extracting lessons. Ward notes that elite traders use their losing trades as case studies, journaling them in detail, analyzing what triggered their decisions, and even rehearsing better responses for next time. The magic, Ward explains, is in shifting your relationship to loss. Most traders are stuck in a fixed mindset. Losses mean you're bad or unlucky. But high performers flip the script. Losses are tuition fees, paid to the market for education. If you can see each loss as a lesson, you transform pain into progress, Ward writes. This is echoed by Jared Tendler, who calls emotional pain signal, not threat. Bellafiore's traders, too, are coached to celebrate process wins even on losing days. Ward is honest. This isn't easy. You'll feel the sting. You'll want to quit, blame, or chase your loss. That's natural. But here's the test. Can you pause, breathe, and get analytical? He suggests simple rituals, like a failure reflection at the end of each week. Pick your toughest trade and write a paragraph about what it taught you. Over time, you'll develop resilience and reduce the emotional charge around losing. Ward also highlights the dangers of ignoring your losses. Unprocessed pain turns into fear, hesitation, and self-doubt, killing your edge. He shares examples of traders who, by embracing their mistakes, found hidden patterns, like trading too large on Mondays or fading trends on Fridays, and made subtle shifts that changed their results forever. The practical benefit? When you learn from losses, you stop repeating them. You build emotional immunity, sharpen your process, and grow stronger with every setback. Losses become stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Ward's message is clear. Every trader loses. The winners are the ones who turn losses into learning. Apply this now. After your next loss, don't rush away or rage quit. Sit down, review the trade with brutal honesty, and ask, what's the lesson? Capture it, commit to it, and let the market's feedback make you stronger. There's a moment after every trading setback, a blown stop, a nasty drawdown, a mistake that costs you more than money, where you face a choice: collapse or come back stronger. Steve Ward wants you to realize that building resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about developing mental protocols to recover, learn, and even thrive after adversity. In high performance trading, he argues that the real test of a trader isn't how you handle the wins, but how you respond to losses and setbacks that feel personal. Ward makes it clear resilience is the muscle that powers long term success. You're going to get knocked down, it's inevitable. But what determines your future isn't the loss itself, it's the speed and quality of your recovery. He draws a line between fragile traders who spiral into revenge trading, self-pity, or withdrawal, and resilient traders who process setbacks, adjust, and re-engage with clarity. Think of it like an elite athlete who, after a defeat, reviews the game, takes a rest, and returns to training with renewed focus. This, Ward says, is how you transform short-term pain into long-term gain. What does resilience look like in practice? Ward gives you specific recovery protocols. The first is emotional triage. Recognize the signs of tilt or emotional overload and intervene early. This might mean stepping away from the screens, engaging in deep breathing, or even calling a trusted trading peer to talk through what happened. Don't let a bad moment become a bad day, or worse, a bad week, Ward warns. This echoes Tendler's advice. You can't always control your first emotional response, but you can control your second. Next comes reflection and self-compassion. Too many traders berate themselves, thinking toughness means never feeling pain. Ward disagrees. Resilience is not the absence of emotion. It's the ability to experience it without losing your center. He advocates self-talk that's honest but kind. Acknowledge the mistake, remind yourself it happens to everyone, and reframe the event as a learning opportunity. This practice is grounded in research from performance psychology, showing that self-compassion actually boosts resilience, focus, and motivation. Ward also teaches you to re-establish control. After a setback, focus on small, manageable actions. Review your rules, tidy your workspace, reset your risk limits. Physical movement is key. Get up, move around, break the physiological state of stress. Bellafiore's traders use a reset ritual, push-ups, a walk, or meditation, to break the cycle of rumination and return to the market with a fresh perspective. Critically, Ward urges you to set boundaries. If you're not mentally fit to trade, stop. He shares examples of professionals who made their biggest breakthroughs not by pushing through pain, but by stepping back and recharging. The markets aren't going anywhere, but your capital and confidence will if you ignore your limits, he cautions. The benefit of resilience goes beyond recovery. It's about anti-fragility, the ability to grow stronger through adversity. Each time you recover well, you wire in confidence that you can handle whatever comes next. You start to trust yourself, not that you'll never fail, but that you'll always get back up. Ward's message resonates with Douglas and Tendler. Resilience is the trait that separates survivors from those who burn out. Here's the challenge. After your next setback, don't just move on or numb out. Pause, process, and reset. Ask, what do I need right now to recover my edge? Write your recovery protocol down and keep it visible. The markets will test you again. How you recover is the real scoreboard of your trading career. Picture the world's best traders, the ones who perform year after year through bull and bear markets. What separates them from the masses isn't just their strategy, but the relentless habits and routines that sustain peak performance day in and day out. Steve Ward, in High Performance Trading, wants you to understand that high-level results don't come from sporadic brilliance, but from consistent behaviors repeated until they become second nature. Your edge is built one daily routine at a time. Ward starts with a core principle. You are what you repeatedly do. Most traders know what good habits look like: pre-session review, journaling, disciplined risk management, but few implement them with the rigor of professionals. He draws the parallel to elite athletes who follow training plans, recovery protocols, and nutrition routines with near-religious discipline. In trading, your training happens before, during, and after market hours. The more automatic your routines, the more energy and attention you save for actual decision-making. Let's break down what these habits look like in practice. First comes the morning routine, a structured start to every trading day. Ward recommends a combination of market review, mindset preparation, and intention setting. Don't start your day reacting. Start it by creating your trading state, he writes. This might include meditation, breathing exercises, a review of your trading plan, and a checklist of setups you're waiting for. Compare this to Bellafiore's pre-market prep, or Mark Douglas's mental rehearsal. The point is to prime your mind for focus and discipline before a single trade is placed. During the trading session, Ward advocates the use of micro-habits. These are small, repeatable actions that keep you anchored. Post-trade checklists, brief pauses to monitor your emotional state, hydration and stretch breaks, and focus blocks, where all distractions are eliminated. These routines might seem minor, but as Ward notes, small hinges swing big doors. Over time, they reduce decision fatigue and keep your process tight, even when the market is chaotic. Post-session rituals are equally vital. Ward insists on a thorough debrief, reviewing your trades, logging not just your P&L, but your adherence to process, and reflecting on what went well or what needs adjustment. This habit transforms every trading day into a feedback loop, reinforcing strengths and exposing weaknesses before they become costly patterns. Jared Tendler emphasizes the same. Performance review is the engine of growth. Ward's practical tools, journaling prompts, scorecards, and weekly self-audits give you the structure to make these reviews meaningful. Ward also explores lifestyle habits that support trading performance: quality sleep, regular exercise, healthy nutrition, and time for recovery. He cites studies and real-world examples showing that traders who neglect these areas experience more errors, lower resilience, and diminished focus. High performance is holistic. Your body fuels your brain, and your routines outside the market set the stage for discipline inside it. Importantly, Ward encourages you to make your habits visible and accountable. Share your routines with a peer, log them publicly, or track your consistency on a wall calendar. Prop trading firms use communal routines like pre-market meetings and group reviews to create a culture of discipline. Even if you trade alone, you can set up similar structures to keep yourself honest. The message is clear. Your daily habits are the foundation of your trading edge. It's not the one big win, but the small, repeated actions that add up to lasting success. If you want to upgrade your performance, start with your routines. Choose one habit to implement this week and track your progress relentlessly. Ward's promise is simple. Master your habits and you master your performance. The difference between average and elite is built behind the scenes, one routine at a time. You've heard the theory, studied the routines, and reflected on the lessons. But knowledge without action is just mental clutter. Steve Ward brings it all together with a final charge. Integrate everything you've learned into a personal actionable plan, your high-performance trading blueprint. This isn't about another book on your shelf. It's about practical transformation. The final section of high-performance trading is the bridge between knowing and doing. Ward knows that traders love consuming new strategies but struggle with consistent implementation. He pushes you to move from student to performer. The difference? Performers act on what they know. Most traders don't fail for lack of knowledge. They fail for lack of execution, Ward writes. This is your wake-up call. Reading, watching, and even understanding won't change your trading. Action will. So, where do you start? Ward recommends a simple, structured action plan. First, revisit your biggest lessons from each of the previous sections. Write them down. Don't trust your memory. Identify one actionable change for each area. Maybe it's a new morning routine, a daily self-awareness check, or a written list of trading rules taped to your monitor. Small actions done daily beat big changes attempted once, Ward emphasizes. This approach mirrors Tendler's system of incremental upgrades. Don't try to fix everything at once. Next, Ward urges you to create your own accountability loop. Who will hold you to your commitments? Share your goals with a peer, join a trading community, or set up automated reminders. Bellafior's desks are built on shared standards. What's your equivalent? If you're solo, use journaling and weekly self-audits to ensure you're not drifting back into old habits. As Ward puts it, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Measurement is critical. Ward encourages you to track both process and outcome metrics, not just your P&L, but your consistency in following routines, managing stress, and learning from losses. Set up a simple scorecard. Did you follow your plan? Did you stick to your pause points and resilience rituals? Over time, this data-driven approach creates self-awareness and exposes where you're slipping. Ward ends with a challenge. Make your process visible. Create a checklist, a poster, or a digital dashboard that you see every day. Review it before and after every trading session. Adjust as needed, but never let it out of sight. High performance is built one day at a time, one decision at a time. If you're feeling overwhelmed, start small. Ward suggests picking the single habit or routine from this book that resonated most. Commit to it for the next 21 days. Track your progress, reflect on your setbacks, and celebrate your wins. The goal isn't perfection, but relentless improvement. In trading, the smallest edge compounds over time. So does every positive action, Ward reminds you. Above all, Ward's message is one of ownership. No one can do the work for you. The process is yours. This is the path from knowledge to mastery, from potential to results. If you've read this far, you're ready for action. The next move is yours. What if you could look back a year from now and recognize a version of yourself that's unrecognizable? Calmer, sharper, more resilient, and above all, more consistent. Steve Ward's High Performance Trading has handed you the tools, the routines, and the mindset shifts required to make that vision real. The journey is demanding, and yes, you'll stumble along the way. But every top trader has traveled this path, learning to manage emotions, enforce discipline, turn losses into lessons, and sustain performance through daily habits and protocols. Your greatest edge isn't your strategy or your screen setup. It's your ability to take action, recover from setbacks, and build processes that hold you accountable. Don't let this be another book you read and shelve. Start now. Pick one lesson, commit to one action, and begin your transformation today. As Ward says, it's not about being perfect, it's about getting better every day. Like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into trading psychology, and share which part of your process you're changing first. Your high-performance journey starts now. This script has walked you through Steve Ward's high-performance trading, from challenging trading myths, mastering mindset, self-awareness, and discipline, to handling stress, focusing, learning from losses, building resilience, and locking in world-class habits. Each section packed practical steps, real-life examples, and comparisons to legends like Douglas, Tendler, and Bellafiore, all with one goal: to wake you up and move you from theory to high-performance action. Now, it's your turn. Share your progress, stay accountable, and step into the trader you're meant to become. And